So the guys that trade with me, it's the first day of the week, so really no great interest to do anything exciting. I wanted to use today as live studying, just to make sure that the things that you should have understood from a process standpoint and from, all the calls I've been doing for the last 2 months, put yourself to the test, do your own analysis ahead of me. So I'm starting this call a little bit early, give you the chance to do the technical portion on the lower time frames, then match it with what I might talk about. Obviously, there are going to be things I don't point to or I don't outrightly say. I'm going to try to be as much of a guiding hand as possible and nudge you here and there. So if you're watching, pay attention, and if you rewatch, you'll see. Okay. For anybody else, put your questions in the chat. Keep your mics muted. Let's have some fun. So let me get the chat up over here. H1 done. All right. Mute sniper. I'm not going to mute sniper.
I see some haters though.
So we have some time on our hands. So let's use that time to go to the calendar. So this week looks very festive, very beautiful. Tuesday, I'm expecting retracements to end here. So I'm looking
the wrong week, boss.
That's the wrong week.
Huh? This is the wrong week?
Yeah.
Good Lord. This week.
You're in the future.
Don't tell anybody that I'm blind, please. Okay. Now I remember this. I had a call on Saturday and I saw this week and I was like, wow, that looks fun. So every day there's high impact news. Pay attention to the times. This we'll see after it's done. This we'll see after. This day we're expecting slow, choppy morning, confined within overnight session. You know how 1:30 is the real kicker on FOMC days. Tomorrow morning, we should have some amount of volatility. You know what time we'll trade here, since this is at 9 o'clock. And for today, we're going to try to analyze, see if we can participate in the push that happens here. Likely not, but no big deal. Cool. Let's take a look at. I don't think I need to check this anymore because by now it's probably scraping 100.
Morning.
I know that voice.
Yeah. Godman time.
Just confirming what we already know. 99.8. So bullish dollar we're expecting for the last couple of weeks should be coming in hot. I removed all the levels. So let's do that. And quick reminder, our upside draw, or the upside draw we saw on the 14th, whatever day that was, a Friday, on here has been met. We're looking at downside now. We are focused on that day's low, which is Thursday's low. Okay. Okay. So we're focused on this range here. as our dealing range. Right there. Now, if you take a look at the dealing range here, we've already had buy side run, sell side run. Retracements have been very shallow. So that high is my first retracement target. Second target here. And let's keep.
You know the call public, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hence I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check your iMessage, by the way.
Okay. So we're watching that low. Why? It's the highest up candle inside the range. We got buy side up here. So focus there for high of the week. Above this, and that should be fine. And then we could have the 3-week push taking us down into here. So best case scenario is going to be that. And this is low hanging objective, June 12th. There we go. It's all we need from the daily chart. H1. Bam, bam, bam. All right, doing no problem, no problem. Send me the details. H1. Now let's refine our H1 dealing range. Here and in here. Nice little imbalance sitting just around that 50% level that we want. I'm going to put our red line on the H1 chart. Let's say about Tuesday. If we can get here before Tuesday, 10 a.m., and that would be very nice. But for now, I guess this black line is overkill. These are the levels we're focused on. All right. What is H1 telling us? Anything significant that you would mark out on this H1 chart? Friday, 1 p.m.'s low, maybe? OB. So this low. Let's keep that low in mind. It's the low of the 1 p.m. open. That's right, Amit. That's what I'm highlighting, but I'm just focused on the low. This should be sell-side liquidity. When I get to M5, I want to see if there's willingness to sweep that to create a run on overnight session low and then push. Yes, it is a public call. Hence the whatever I call this. Hence the this that I'm doing. Where's 1 p.m.'s low? 1 p.m.'s low is right there. So there we have it. So now, again, this should be a test for you guys. So I'll grab that bad boy, put it on there. And I'll put open price of this candle. And now we have our overnight session. So overnight session high, coming in here. I'm about to do a little bit of trick that you should see. We have price drop in here. And so we are looking for buy side run. If you didn't see that, it was too quick for you. So overnight session high and low. Time is this. I guess we could use this. And I'm looking at the fact that we've had no significant closes down here. So by definition, rejection block ideas. This is the H1 pool of sell side. Nothing to do here for now. Still pretty early. Equity is open in 11 minutes. Yep, looking like a 2, but I'm expecting a 1. 2 is possible because the drop here is already digging into fair value for buying again. But still, I would just love order block here, and then we push. So now we have 10 more minutes of doing nothing, maybe 15, until price starts to do something worthwhile. In that 10 minutes, if you have any questions, now is a great time to get them out. Any insights you want to share, now is a good time to get them out.
Hi, Kish. Got a question. The 1 p.m. close, why was that significant?
Let's take a look. Take a look. 1H. So, recently, wait, I'm echoing. Somebody mute. That's good here. Recently, everybody is coming into the understanding of fair value gaps, and a lot of theories and ideas are popping up. So I don't think there's any harm in me sharing this FEG here. So I'm looking at this FEG here, this one specifically. Why is an idea that I like to call fair value for buying. This FEG right here is fair value for buying for me. So I want to see buys inside here. Okay, fair value for buying. If this is fair value for buying, I'm watching that low. I don't care about this being below it. I care about this being above it, and I care about what lower time frame structures print around that level that I could use to get into a trade. But this FEG is not a random FEG. It has a specific definition, and that's why I have it marked. I don't have the full FEG marked because I don't need the full FEG. I understand that below this candle's low into this candle's high is the FEG. So if price dips inside here, it's no big deal. It's not like I'm going to fade that run. I'll be expecting a CSD at or below that line. Yes, I wanted to ask you, what will you define as a high resistance liquidity run scenario? That definition is already coined and defined by ICT. I think he references it at, if there's liquidity here and then there's a higher high, he considers that as a resistance. But yeah, 7 to 12 more minutes of doing nothing and waiting. Not everybody is patient enough to do that. But yeah, 7 minutes of questions if you have any. If not, there's nothing to do. So we're just gonna have to wait.
Just quickly, Kish, just wanted to say thank you so much for the mindset video. It was revolutionary, like a really, really beautiful job on that.
Really, I thought the audio would kill it. But then my biggest trouble with that was after sitting down for 2 hours and talking, and then the audio is that, it's not bad, but it's like that. And I'm considering having to do it over without a script.
The
Yeah.
point comes across
Yeah.
it's fine, man.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
it made you focus more, so it's totally fine. It made you have to sit down and focus, so it was perfect.
All right, cool, cool. Then love it, love it, love it.
But the audio got better towards the end. So, you know, if anybody started and thought it was all like that, it wasn't. It got better towards the end. So I just figured it was a signal thing, maybe with the Bluetooth or whatever.
A good idea. That's a good idea. I'll try to do an audio test again with it. And the other one I got. And then I'll let you know.
Yeah, man. I think that's the problem. Either the range or something was interfering with the Bluetooth signal because it got real better at the end. Yeah,
Okay.
So
Okay.
You forgot to put down your antenna.
And good. So this delivery here, again, we're not doing anything here until maybe about here. We're not going to study the price action. We're not going to look at any opportunities. We're just going to wait. While watching it live, it is very likely you're going to see something that looks like a setup. And you're going to probably think, you know, why I listen to this guy do nothing when this is so clear. As long as you're okay with your risk, don't let me stop you from going in. As for me and my house, we'll sit here.
We'll set the load.
Rules keep us in check. So yeah, this is not the condition to want to do anything. In particular, once you have after 8 o'clock, right? After 8 o'clock, which is something I've always said, but you guys miss it in thinking about only 8 o'clock. Wink, wink. So after 8 o'clock, if price is still staying inside overnight session range, that is not willingness to move, not willingness to expand. And that alone should keep you from doing anything. Because nobody wants to enter here and has price sitting at their entry. So if the market is not showing you willingness to move, why are you still forcing an entry and telling yourself it's discipline? This fits my rules, I'm going to take it. Well, you're hoping, that's what you're doing. You're hoping. So yeah, for anybody who just joined, it's a public call. So
when to discard the current dealing range?
Say it again.
When to discard the current dealing range?
If we've left it and there's no need to retrace, the dealing range becomes irrelevant. The only time you leave a dealing range and it's efficiently traded and you still factor that dealing range in is if you play projections. If you play projections of a dealing range, and clearly once it leaves the range, you're looking at how many deviations it can go. If you're not into projections like that and we leave a dealing range and there's no inefficiencies, dealing range means nothing to you. Absolutely nothing.
Follow up on that, Kish.
Mhm.
I was curious. So last week we were inside of a trading range and we were looking, we had all 4 elements and we were looking for displacement to the downside.
Mhm.
And there's been a couple of times where this has happened where you highlighted that you would like to see either the high ran or level up by the high prior or after a partial displacement be kissed. And I was just wondering if you could explain what are you seeing inside of that range that determines that perspective that we're not just going to run to the draw on liquidity lower, for example, in a bearish scenario, but rather they're going to run it back up prior to delivering to the draw on liquidity.
So a couple of parts of that question seems a little bit vague for me. So do you mean, let's say, is there an example of your question here, just to make sure I understand it?
Not in that specific fractal, but basically, I'll try to clarify. We were looking for lower prices. We had all four elements and we were expecting to displace to the draw on liquidity, which was like, for example, a swing low below price.
Mhm.
Prior, and I think it was even at the below overnight session, but prior to it delivering there, you had mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if they ran it back up and kissed this level up near the high prior to delivering to terminus. And so I was just wondering what you identified when that happens.
Okay, so depending on what time we leave a range, there are certain deliveries that I've seen where there's no need to retrace. And because there's no need to retrace, you wouldn't be expecting price to come back to a particular level. But what they do, quite often is there's a retracement inside an area where there's no inefficiencies or no imbalances. And instead of the bodies closing there, we just wick and then we leave. Whenever I'm expecting price to wick and then leave, that's when I refer to a kiss of a particular level.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, cool. So this upside draw is about 100 points away. This means nothing. So we can start framing potential trade ideas. Ideas, not setups. Ideas. First idea would be the next candle trades back down inside here. Some type of buy setup or bifractal forms, and then we run higher. Second scenario is they don't retrace. So the next candle opens and fails to stay below this or overnight session high. In that case, then this is just going to keep running for bulk of the morning, and then we get a sell-off close to noon. At this point in time, it is okay to have both charts up. Three more minutes until the new candle starts. So this is discipline. Ignoring all of this, beautiful run up, because it didn't happen after here. And watch how it slowly starts to mean nothing. Real-time annotations.
Yes, does that rule apply to any major opening?
Once there's volatility, is that the man of the hour?
It is the man of the hour.
I haven't seen you in a while, my friend.
I made it.
This down candle has to be important because it's a down candle that was formed after we broke a high. So I don't need to spend a whole lot of time wondering what it's doing. I just need a if this then that approach. Mark the high, bullish arrays or bullish delivery must take that high. If it hasn't taken this high and we're above overnight session high, a whole lot of highs, it's not ready. And if it's not ready, I'm not ready. So let's get 835 going inside here, and then maybe we can find a long opportunity to take that high. But let's see. Somebody watching now. It's going to take the high first. It's going to take the high. Let us see. Okay, I'll come back. Akash has been ghosting us, guys. All right, so this is the M5 candle. I'd like to be a down candle. So I'm going into expectations that they should want to trade back below here again. But Tyler should be able to have some fun here.
Not today.
Not today. What's going on? Who are
Public
you and
call.
what have you done with Tyler?
Public call can't have too much fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Don't worry, I got you. So they're looking for this to be a down candle, which means there are going to be very aggressive short opportunities for the nimble. This is now the highest M1 up candle. Let's see. Nah, he's not spilling any sauce. So realistically, let me show you a little bit of hyper scalping for Tyler. Since this M5 up candle is a candle you want to be bullish, you want to be bearish, and we traded this far higher, one of the first things you want to be aware of is how far away are we from the open price? Because that range, if that's above 15 points, you could play that. So this here is a scalp of 10, 12, pushing for the extremely aggressive folks. Won't be naming any names.
Sounds
Time for
like
you
some
to
total soup sauce.
with my so 11.1. And since it's been a while, let me give you guys something. Bam. There. Lots of love. So, anticipating that this should be a down candle, anticipating the run on here. Quick short, no big deal. Life is good. So now we wait for the M5 to close. We have about 2 more minutes for this M5 candle to close. We want it to be a bearish candle. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was a nice 20 points for the culture. Hyper scalping 101, man. I need to do a hyper scalping lesson, guys, by the way. At least get some rules out. Hey.
Yeah. You know that scalp that you took a while ago, you were alluding to from where it opened to where it traded up and then down. Is this where you use your use the bar chart? You use the bar chart.
No. That's narrative. That's just narrative.
No, man. I mean, in terms to see it playing more plainer, because the bar chart would definitely show where it opened to where it traded up, and then you could see it clear trading it down.
I see.
Watch out online,
You understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean, because the line will tell you exactly where it is. But I mean, if you could still do it. I think is that Nick who got it? Somebody got the short too. Super aggressive. TD. You guys are so aggressive, man. All right, let me just close here. That's fine.
I got that short too. I just held it for like 15 points.
I just closed because this candle is about to close and there is no requirement that says the close must be equal to the low. It just needs to be below the open. So anything can happen in the last M1. And I'm not up. I'm not up for this. I'm not up for that.
So Kish,
now
on that short, I'm thinking it should go back and tag the opening price. Is that what made you hold it for as long as you did?
I was holding for this low, best case scenario. Since this is a down candle here. This is, to me, this is like a propulsion candle now, because we had all of this. This first down candle hitting that H1 level. Propulsion. So I was thinking, if this is fair value for mine, below this low, liquidity is being sold. So if they were going to buy it, the best place to buy it or the best price to buy it is here. So now we should see long setups starting to form. This high has already been taken, so I'm no longer looking for them to take this high, retrace and push. In this scenario, since they've taken this high and dropped this much, I'm looking for take this high, breakaway gap, support ideas, and then run. So from a trade standpoint, you're gonna have to decide in this leg up, in the run from here to here, you're gonna have to use that to frame what you would want to see to get in. If it forms, go for it. If it doesn't form, then you're just going to miss this long setup. But this should not be friendly. In futures first M5 futures chart, it's a debate that we have constantly about the feed. I don't have a solution for that when it doesn't look the same. But yeah, we're going, oh, news in 3 minutes. We're going into the news expecting this delivery to be unfriendly. Not much need to retrace. Even this, I'd expect this to stay open or not come back here. But nobody predicts the news. I'm looking for here and support ideas though. So let's see. If we were to push a narrative, we'd grab this down candle body, find its 50%, and watch willingness of this current candle to close above here. So again, you're not likely to see a whole lot of structure that you'd want in here. This is not a risky trade, it's an aggressive trade. Aggressive because of the likelihood that it could play out. But the fact that we have so much, what's that word? I don't want to say risk because of the news, but I guess risk is the only word that makes sense. Because the news is coming out, it's going to make wicks look like it's invalidating the idea, and that could be scary. So taking this trade is more going to be about, are you comfortable with that degree of risk or not? But wicks here should look scary. And that's why I said the delivery is not going to be friendly. Interesting to top 50% of the balance range.
Was I the only brave one?
This one right here? Oh, you took this? Believe me when I said I looked down at the chat when I was about to take it, so I didn't. No big deal. Still have time. So we're about to close. And again, we're watching that level. Just make it nice and neat. And what is about 40 seconds left? Calculated risk. News scared me away. Yeah, I expected something around the news to look scary, which is why I was saying the wick is likely going to scare somebody out. or it would scare anybody out who's looking at it. Because even if you looked at this as, oh, there's an order block and you wanted to buy here, who's going to put their stop down here? Nobody. So that is likely to be scary. But 8 seconds, I'm not in. I'm just chilling. And here comes the news. Three, 2, 1. I'm looking for a while with below to buy. You anticipate awareness. Prediction less than 50. Yeah, less than 50. So wild upside move. Wild upside. Let me also point out how, so you remember how we said that if it takes this high, there's not going to be a need to retrace. So it's going to likely find support ideas here and then push. Watch this delivery. The delivery from whatever low is here up to that high. Check if they leave anything unfilled. Check if it's fast and one-sided, or check if they put up candles and down candles there. And that should justify why there won't be any need to retrace. Oh, no, this looks a bit friendly. $8.46. Use the low stuff for Tyler.
Was entering position, sorry.
Wait.
He's very hey Pete, it looks more like chest is like blocked up. Anyway.
I don't like that this candle is this big because now I can't find a decent place to enter. Use a little like this. Bam, 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 bam. I don't like anything here for the buy. This candle is too big for CSD. The range is too wide for CSD. Unless they put another down candle, the smaller body inside here. On M1, I'm not going to be interested. For bands, I'm going to check the low end of the H1 FEG. Oh, they already traded through it. No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, even on M1 is too big. So it doesn't matter how much you want to do something here. You have to see that and say, okay, cool, this is not for me. Old lows here. Willingness to get above there should be a good sign. Look at us being naughty. Buying in bearish order flow. Well, no, I closed my short here. Or somewhere inside here, rather.
Yeah, okay, so we're getting close to the Friday low on futures.
Friday's low?
Yes, sir. True day low.
Oh, okay. I think the only low down here that I'm interested in is Thursday's low. Friday's low means nothing besides previous weekly low. That's all it is. Thursday's low, which is the end of this gray box, should be way more important. Way more important.
Are you holding any shorts, Kish?
Now closed.
From from last week.
Nope. Still only trading prop.
Oh, okay. I'm holding one from Friday.
What is this doing here? 850. So hourly candle is close to closing. We're at the low, and they're expecting a CSD. So one of two things I like to play out. They wouldn't want to not buy it out before we're chasing up. Possible, but again, we don't try to see every single thing the chart is doing. We focus on what are the things that you want to see for you to get in. So that way you don't react to every single candle that forms. Since the hourly is about to close, taking the previous hourly low to start a CSD is normal. Don't get convinced by anything inside here. Especially since it's already hit this level and it's not moving away. Remember, if the objective is met before the end of the time, price will distort until the next rotation.
Fish,
Hola.
what daily profile you are expecting?
I was expecting a 1, but then I'm submitting to this candle being very huge, and I'm not doing anything with this. So looks like a 4. Looks like a 4, yeah. Looks like a 4. Friday's low tagged. That means you held shorts. Well, you can have fun. I'm out. If they CSD here, I'll take another long. Let's see what this looks like. 24. Back above here. Could get 30 points there. Another 30 points. And I'm more than 20 points on stop. 20 points on stop. No. Not for me. 28.75. Who's that? All right, this high is not taken, so no buys for me.
Yo.
You.
Hold on.
Somebody looking at that buy like, oh my God, that was a good buy. It wasn't a good buy when before the candle sprint. Don't justify it in hindsight. Well then. I think this is way too early to be moving this fast. Even if order flow is bearish. Way too early for this to be moving this fast. But I'm not going to pick the bottom. We haven't traded above.
What does that signify for you, Kish?
Huh?
What does that signify for you that we're delivering so quickly, so too early? for the rest of the day? What does that bring anything to your attention?
It just says be careful, really. We don't know what happened. Apart from the news, there's no justification for a move this fast. Don't overthink it. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone, especially since we haven't, this hourly candle hasn't even closed as yet. Maybe Russia isn't. Where you put your stop on the M1 scalp. So if I get a CSD, I have to get a CSD first. You can't. Even if you're going to pick the bottom of a trade, there are rules that you can use. No, don't just buy into a down candle. It must have some type of CSD. There's nothing here, so I can't frame risk yet. I have an idea. So I think, all right, let me see if I can word this properly. When you look at a chart, anything you think is likely is just an idea. If you think it's going to go up, it's an idea. If you think it's going to go down, it's an idea. You don't put risk on an idea. Full stop. It's the first rule of managing risk. You don't put risk on an idea. You put risk on a setup. So what does the setup look like? If this is an order block and we CSD, I wouldn't want to see the low get taken. So I could frame risk on that. If I just believe this is going to go up and I start buying for no good reason, I'm trading an idea with no setup or setup confirmation. We don't need to be the first idiot in. Wait for the confirm CSD, then we can have some fun. Anything outside of that is guessing. So again, no down candles highs have been taken since we started this drop. So don't buy. Even if you believe that the drawn liquidity is higher, no reason to buy. In real time, buying below that candle's low is an idea. Right? So let's watch this idea turn into a setup, and we check if the setup is confirmed. So buying below, this is an idea. And
them voids of yours ain't no joke, are they?
huh?
Them voids of yours are no joke.
What voids?
Your unseen ones. Where we are right now.
Oh, Wednesday.
Yeah.
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 Naughty stuff. So now, I wanted to be a buyer below here, and we just took sell side. This is the most aggressive place to enter. I mean, Chandra says, I mean, I was about to explain that this is the most aggressive place to enter because you're fading an OLR. You want to buy, so you're pairing longs with opposing liquidity. Inside this order block, lows, housing liquidity. That's a long. But our folks are the guy with the second start. Sniper. That's your maximum risk. You're looking for the order block high to be traded through. That has to be logical. The order block high has to get taken. Since we took the high and then retraced, you're now looking for here, push. So the next thing is, where are your other mile markers above the market? We've already taken this high, so this high is no longer what you'll be looking at for a trade through. You could still use this to validate a close, but for a trade through, nice. Yes, Reno. For a trade through, you're looking at that level next. And that's so you can watch our setup progress. Anything, I with no stops. You're crazy. You, my friend, are crazy. Okay. Not the back trade. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Ooh, somebody caught along. Getting the Instagram pic. You're funny. You are funny.
So, Kish,
Mhm.
is this retracement back to 50%? If it does, valid for an entry, or is that too late?
Shouldn't retrace.
Okay.
If this retraces here, it's not ready to move.
Yo, Kish, what if we get a CSD on the 1 minute to the downside? Like right now.
Then I wouldn't buy. Then I wouldn't buy.
Now, but would you get out?
Would I get? No, I'm already partial and break even. I can do
Oh.
whatever. It's still inside here, so this could mean many things, but nothing I would react to. Tax that break even and no big deal. What I don't want is to be in the OLR and then still try to exit and enter again here. It either takes here or it takes me out. Nothing to react to. This shouldn't retrace. So if you retrace it, then you're wrong. So just leave it. Tyler drop 50 lots. 50 lots. Wild. One for everyone. Chandra, guess you shorted this? Where'd you put your stop? Tell me where you put your stop. Make a quick call. But yeah, this is waiting for time, more than likely. Whatever the downside objective was, I don't know what it is. I was only focused on this. Some person did say it was Friday's low. Friday's low means nothing to me. So this is price being held inside a range where there's no liquidity or there's no imbalances to be taken. This is distortion. So you want evidence of them leaving a range. So trade through here is what I'm looking at. We've already closed above here. No point in retracement as far as I understand. So I'm only looking at upside. Since Thursday's low is all the way down here, I'm expecting let's say the next two M5 candles to want to reach back above here. That's what I'm expecting. But before I digress, remember, this buy was just an idea before anything else, just an idea. Before this down candle became a down candle, it created a setup. The setup was you wanted to see buys below this candle's low when it was up here. Happened. There we go. So let me ask you a question. If this is your setup fading inside here, what would your setup confirmation be? CSD after the OLR. So OLR, CSD, bam, push. So why would you be scared of whatever this is doing. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. It's not bad. 81. It ran up. I got 20 points there. 20 points here, 20 points there. That's a good day. What's OILR? OILR means opposing liquidity run. It's part of a framework that I like to see when trading. I don't want to guess what price is doing. I want things that happen in a particular order. I want OILR before my entry forms. So if I want to buy, I don't want to buy it and sell side is still in the market. So I want to see OILR take the sell side, which means no reason for delivery to trade lower, and then I want higher prices. Yep. Is that a TP? Not any higher. For Manma, if I pronounce the name correctly, we want to see willingness of price to get back above here. This box here, we want to see price get back inside that box. So along the way, there are certain price levels that I watch just to confirm I'm on side, so I don't get attached to an idea or marry a bias without reason. Before we can get here, I want to see willingness to trade through this candle's low. So for now, the idea is simply this. Once you get above that, there, what we do here dictates to me if I can look for higher prices or not. So I think this just traded into that low. If I hadn't taken partials, that would be the most logical place to take partials. Which one is the mindset video? The last one in the Patreon blueprint. Mindset video just made something for me. Hey, there we go. Now we have another hyper scalper, TD. So for Notino, remember, the only reason the cycles video wasn't posted as the audio thing. Create that new title. That's making me sweat for the Insta pic. The real study is, why did it not drop until there? Why didn't it drop from anywhere else? And why now we require a close above here? Last candle to take a low body. Low body. There it is. Reno for the win. Nothing this does right here is something you react to. If you've already taken partials on your break even, unless you just want to take your profit, this should either take your break even or we watch it close above here. Sniper looking for dealing ranges inside here. Go lower. Sniper doesn't want us to win, guys. A few more minutes until price does something crazy. Would this be a CSD setup? Definition. The only setup I would force on this delivery is this 906 here, put a fib on, if this starts trading lower, then it's going to be fast. Has to be fast if it's going low. It can't be chop, 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 chop. What is a quantum nodes? No. That person deserves deserves some recognition. Only few persons talk about quantum nodes. Right. In-flight entertainment. So this is not moving lower fast. Something is wrong with that sell side delivery. It should not be like this. So I'm now not seeing a need for this to drop. So let's see if I'm right. What would make me right? Don't candles high stake in here. What in the name of Allah? It's bearish flag. Bear flag. Yeah. Somebody didn't like the fact that I didn't want to see this bearish. Osborne, haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Look at that. Look at that push. Doesn't look very bearish at all.
Yo, voids are no joke. It took me a year, but I finally get them.
Finally get them.
I just was looking at them the completely wrong way.
No worries, no worries, no worries. Did anybody take this long? I didn't. I didn't. I'm looking at it like, is this another opportunity to long? Now we're getting up to our boxy thingy. Bearish flag break. You guys are mean. You guys are mean. Wait, somebody sent a chart. Who's this? All right, Dill. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Big boy stuff. Big boy stuff. All right, so let me 9:13. Let me take a look at the M5. So reasonably, since this is the M5, we're expecting higher prices. We're expecting the price to trade back inside this box. Where is your next target before I point? What would be the next thing you want to see from price here? Oh, wait, I'm taking partials here again because
Yesterday's low.
There we go. Yesterday's low. Yesterday's low is, I have no idea. This is yesterday's low. The end of the gray box is yesterday's low. Inside here, what would be the most reasonable liquidity draw? Before you answer, we don't know if this is an expansion or a retracement. We don't know that. We only have ideas. If this is a retracement, where would it reach for?
I'd be looking for here first.
Perfect, David. Perfect. So let's move this to that candle's high. And that's your immediate draw. If it gets above here, you want to see it get back above the rejection block and fair value for buying. There is a little bit of, what do you call it now? I don't know. I don't have a word for it. This delivery here is suggesting the need to retrace. I would rather not see this retrace. So the next M5 candle that comes in a couple seconds, I don't want to see it come back down, but not back to this high. Maybe just here, but I wouldn't want to see this filled, if you want to look at it like that. I don't want to see them just run. Once it gets above here, just stay above, hit this. Any retracements after this is hit, perfectly normal in the order of delivery. Retracing here first is madness. So on the M1, watch the delivery between here and these two lines.
Retracing there first is madness, even though that's technically a CSD.
Order of delivery.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you a question about that one.
Let's see what's in the chat. Right, okay, reduce risk. That's 60 point. All right, Jelly for the win. Is that James? I keep imagining things. So let's watch. I'll probably end this call about 9:30, so next 14 minutes. Yes, CSDs versus delivery, interesting. Targets in the 4-hour range looking nice. 4-0. 4-0? What are you talking about? What 4-hour chart? We don't use a 4-hour chart around here.
That's gross.
Blaspheme.
James, I mean, not James. Osbert says, I'm the only one who doesn't use it. Everybody else is using it in silence. There's only I. I missed the banter between Osborne and Dwayne. Good times, man. Good times. Good times. All right, so now we're hitting that level. Any retracements here should be permitted there. Next to the Asian orange or style trade. Nice. See, everybody's having a good day. Good Monday. Now, who's going to go give it back? Show of hands. Deal. So for the RR folks, this trade looking 10R. Such a guru. When I grew up, I wanted to have 10R trades too.
How dare you?
Can you rerun explain this trade? I don't remember everything about the trade, really. So here's the downside of my trading process. And I guess I can tell this to my community too. The downside of my trade is my strength is reading it when it's forming. After it has formed, I have to reanalyze to remember what I did. I can only read the delivery. I can't.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
I thought something was wrong with me. After I enter, I'm like, oh my God, where am I? Wait, I go back out to a higher time frame. Sometimes I've got to delete my levels and put them back. Because it's like, once you're entered, your perspective has to flip. But it's weird. Thank you for saying that. Now I know I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Not mad.
Yeah. So here's what I can say. I remember when this M5 candle was being formed and a new hour was opening, I was thinking about buying liquidity here. I remember that much. And now I remember a little bit more. When I was planning on buying liquidity, when this candle was forming at 857, there was an open FEG here. So logic said it is quite likely that since this is fair value inside, well, a fair value gap inside fair value, because order blocks are fair value. That's where the best prices are. And fair value is simply where the best prices are. So if this is fair value and this is a fair value gap, I wanted to buy below this candle's low. So I had the line right there, if you remember. When that dropped, I was now thinking my idea is to buy below that low, and the setup is to buy at that low. Idea first, then the setup formed. Setup confirmation is going to be a CSD after this is taken. Personally, when I saw the risk of being wrong on this, I accepted that. That's not something anybody can teach you or say to you. You have to decide that based on your confidence in your model. I faded this. Spreads got me in probably a little bit higher, but no big deal. I faded that. Once I entered this, my entry is now the lowest M1 candle. Last stop hunt rule says once that's in, you want to see them move higher, potentially create higher lows. Either way, higher lows means higher prices. So price trades up, down candle high taken, that's a good sign. Retracement, this is the safe entry for anybody who missed it. So anybody who did not take this aggressively would be looking at something like maybe buying that. Stops could be at the same place, really doesn't matter. Then off. Now, anybody who is not as nimble to see this in real time and recognize that this went higher and then lower, you could wait for all of this and then this come back down, and then you can still be buying here and get all of that. So hopefully that helps to explain what I saw. The rest of it is just analysis. What's the price action saying? Where are the levels that price should trade through, and what we want to see and all that. So yeah, next important thing is whether there's willingness to get back above here, because profile 4 is just a retracement and then it falls again. So for all intents and purposes, that's my trade. It's a Monday, we can be done here, so I might close before 9:30. Unless you guys have any questions. Yep, it's gonna be a good one.
Are you gonna do another call?
What do you mean when you say another call? Another live call?
Another what call?
Another live call?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm just checking in it. I'm gonna do another one. Obviously.
No. I think this is enough for today. If we got that trade and you got the other one earlier, you should be doing quite well in one day, one session early. You should be willing to move away from your chart here before greed starts to kick in and you want to do more.
Okay, sir. So does that mean you're gonna take today to look at your DMs?
Yeah, I'm gonna take today to look at the DMs. I'm gonna check the audio and upload probably 2 videos today.
Amen. The what I sent is just bare bones. I wanted to chat to you about a bit further into it. That's why I was saying that.
All right, once I get to your DM, then I'll reach out.
Oh, I already know it might be next week, but I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I know you got a lot on your plate.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. So we'll end here for today, guys. Hopefully everybody learned something. Even if you didn't get the trade, hopefully the logic behind the why helped. Hopefully.
Thank you, Kish. Another masterclass, brother. Really appreciate the data.
My pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, love you, bro.
Much love, much love.
Mutual
respect.
Wink. Love you.
Wink, wink.
Love you.
Lots of love, man. Lots of love.
Yeah, little more Kish. Have a call later.
Mister.